Greetings and good day. This is Donnie with Tech Winter. And guys, it's been a challenging day, to say the least. Coming at you live tonight, trying a slightly different setup. So that's why my angle looks a little bit different, lighting's a little bit different, and you may see me looking to the side of the camera. But guys, just to kind of recap everything that's been happening today, we had a significant outage to AWS, which, what is AWS? That is Amazon Web Services. And guys, this is a significant part of the internet. Whether you guys recognize it or not, there are a ton of servers that, yes, that is someone else's computer. We talk about cloud infrastructure. It's just somebody else's computer. So when you go to a website, you are reaching out to somebody else's computer and you're getting information from that computer. So it happens to be, if you look at the market share, which I've pulled up on Statista, is a pretty reputable website that talks about just market share for a wide variety of topics. One of them being cloud hosted services like AWS, like Microsoft Azure, which is another one you might see commercials about. If you're watching football games, oftentimes they talk about that one is used quite a bit. And then Google, which of course everybody knows what Google is, but they might not know GCP, Google Cloud Provider. This is what happens when it's live, y'all. It's going to come unedited. It's uncut. You guys are just going to get the whole, the best and the worst of Donnie trying to present Tech Winter things to you guys. But the AWS actually has a market share of about 32% of all cloud providers that are out there. So essentially, guys, that means that 32% of the internet is hosted and run by Amazon Web Services. Guys, there was a significant outage that happened today. And there's different ways you can define an outage. Were they completely down? They were never completely down, but there were a ton of services that are a part of that AWS infrastructure that weren't working like they were supposed to in one of their regions. That region is what's called US East 1, which is primarily hosted out of Northern Virginia. There's an East 2 that's also out of, I think it's Ohio. And there's other regions even within the United States. There's a US West region. There's like a Canada Central, as you consider part of North America. There's US West and North California. Yes, I'm looking at these. There's an Oregon region. But it's this Northern Virginia region that was impacted today. And there was this massive trickle down effect into a lot of different services out there. And that's really my biggest concern right now is one of the regions went down, but services across the board for a ton of things went down, including Ring, you guys. So it was approximately 6+ hours that this outage happened today. And like Ring is still having a hard time catching up. So like I'm trying to pull up my app here and it's still saying loading. So I wouldn't say we're completely out of the woods yet. When I'm looking at the AWS status page, the most recent update was that most services are coming back up if they're not up already. Looks like the most recent update came out about 26 minutes ago. It says many services have already recovered. However, we're working towards full recovery across services. Services like single sign-on, Connect, API Gateway, ECS Fargate, EventBridge are still experiencing impact. Engineers are actively working on resolving impact to these services. So this is one of those days where I do not envy being an AWS engineer. It's going to be an all hands on deck day. Sounds like most of this was rooted in some networking gear that was having a problem. Here's what worries me is one of the regions was down, but services across a whole smorgasbord of products were impacted, not just things that I would think are hosted in US East 1. Ring, for example. Ring is a major, guys, you've seen enough of my videos. I'm a fan of Ring. I talk about Ring quite a bit. The fact that, and it is a Amazon owned product, but the fact that it went down because one region was impacted is a huge concern for me. And what's interesting too, like the snapshot feature where Ring basically takes a picture every 30 minutes, or every 30 seconds, or every few minutes, depending on how you have the settings set. Like those were refreshing for me earlier. Now they're not working, like as of an hour ago. Live view for most of the day was just giving me an error saying that it couldn't connect. Right now I'm trying it again with like my front door, and it's just spinning at the moment. So it's not wanting to come up at all. But what's interesting is I could go out of live view, and then like I could scroll back through like the timeline, and earlier it was still loading um, triggered events, like even after just a couple of minutes. So I couldn't watch it live, but I could go back 2 minutes later and I could see the recording of, going out and walking the dog, or, whatever motion event was detected. So it doesn't seem like that's even working right now. So guys, we're not completely out of the woods at this point of me going live approximately 6:30 on the Eastern time zone, 5:30 Central, 4:30 Mountain, 3:30 in the afternoon Pacific for those of you guys that are on the West Coast of the United States. So this doesn't seem like at this point it's resolved. It was working for me about 20-30 minutes ago. It seems like that we're kind of back into not being out of the woods yet. But, guys, I hope that coming out of this event, the way that the infrastructure for Ring specifically is designed is that it's not going to be dependent on a single region. So, I mean, at this point, it sounds like US East 1, it going down was enough to take Ring down. And it's not just Ring, you guys. I've mentioned Disney Plus here being another one that was impacted today. Amazon Deliveries. I saw an article from The Verge earlier that was talking about some of the impact to even things in Amazon distribution centers, like the bots that help pick product or move it from picking to packing and staging. Like the bots just stopped working. And then you have other Amazon delivery services that need to be able to speak back to Amazon to be able to confirm tracking and shipment delivery of products. That seems to be down. I know that I have some Amazon products out there that are scheduled for delivery that they have not happened today as of yet. So concerning that one region was able to take down so much of AWS. So like I said, I don't envy. By the way, I just had an alert come through for a Ring motion detection that's happened. So my front door just detected motion, and hey, the live is actually working. So that's the first time I've actually seen this working for the last little bit here, but just a concern, and one that I know Ring is taking seriously. I don't envy those guys and their engineers, the larger AWS team that's working right now. But guys, this is going to be a challenge for them to be able to figure out if one region goes down, what do we do to still have service to some of these very consumer-facing products when one region goes down. So, I hope you guys, I know many of you, especially Ring customers, you've been impacted today too. I'm part of a Ring Facebook group that has been talking about this today as well. It's not just you, it's a whole lot of people that have been impacted here. I'm trying to look at the whole grand narrative of being a Ring customer. Does this totally diminish the other positives that we've talked about? For me, it doesn't. But at the same time, gosh, I hope this is a one-off event, and I know the engineers are going to be challenged to work through what do they do to mitigate this risk of something on this scale happening again. And I don't envy them and the work that they've got ahead to help figure those things out. So, guys, that's it for now. Stay safe out there. Hopefully this is completely resolved here very quickly, but for now it doesn't look like we're completely out of the woods. AWS knows what's going on, Amazon Web Services, but hopefully we get some full resolution here very quickly. So yeah, if you're in the chat right now, appreciate you guys joining me live. I will be posting this to the channel as well, so that's just there. But guys, more to come. Hopefully not about this topic, but guys keep giving me some of those ideas, suggestions, things you'd like to hear about. I'd love to hear those things, and appreciate you guys. You help this Tech Winter community continue to grow. And again, is mine working right now? Somebody just asked me in the chat. Very intermittently, I would say. I'm just going to try to launch the app again. It's doing a lot of spinning and not wanting to. So doing like the whole loading dashboard thing is not working like it's supposed to, and even some of the images are not refreshing like they should. So it's not just you; it's happening across the board. So yeah, it's been hit and miss. So stay tuned, guys. I hope that this gets resolved very quickly. But even now, if I try to go to live view, it's giving me the error message again. Could not open live video. Please try again. So it's very hit and miss, y'all. Especially when I try to go live. But yeah, if I try to close and try to scroll back some, it's earlier it was trying. Right now, it's not even trying to bring up some of the other stuff there. So yeah, tell me in the chat here. Just bought a ring and stick up cam set up today. Yeah, that's what I hate too, especially for a lot of you guys that bought things over, the Cyber Monday, Black Friday. You're starting to get excited about setting that stuff up, and you're running into problems today. It impacts everything, setting up new equipment, being able to actually leverage any of that stuff live, especially. So I hate that for you guys. Let's see here. Just kind of looking at the chat. Thanks for engaging on the chat. I appreciate that. We'll hang out here for a few more minutes. But that's the biggest gist right now. It's been an outage, not a fun one either. But yeah, guys, if you do find this live format valuable, this is something I'm trying different things, and this is one that I wanted to try a little bit more. So yeah, give me some feedback. Does this provide value to you? Because if so, I'm open to getting into more of a regular cadence of doing something like this, doing some question and answer. We've talked about the mailbag maybe being something that we do. So just starting to collect questions as people put them in comments, and I'd love to do something in more of this type of a medium with you guys. If it's something that adds value, and guys, ultimately that's my goal, is to help you make winning decisions with your tech. So if there's anything I can do to help with that, guys, I want to be somebody that adds value rather than just adding YouTube view time to you. Hopefully it's something that you're getting some value out of. So yeah, for now, AWS still hit and miss. Ring seems to be a little bit on the flaky side, unfortunately. So yeah, still getting the couldn't load to your Ring dashboard. So hopefully we'll have some better news here shortly. So stay tuned, and that's all for now. I'm Donnie with Tech Winner, hopefully helping you make some winning decisions when it comes to your tech. Unfortunately, right now, Ring is not that one, but things are going to get better. They couldn't get much worse, unfortunately. So thanks for joining me. You guys have a good rest of your day and evening and night. See ya.